Part 3. First, let's comment the previous code. Now let's move on to anonymous classes. Anonymous classes were introduced in PHP 7, which is slightly new. This class is useful in place of name class when only a single throwaway object is needed. So we can say anonymous classes were introduced in PHP 7. This is a class that is useful in a place of a name class when only a single throwaway object is needed. For example, you got a variable object, which we'll put for short obj, equals new class. It's that simple. This, the implementation of the anonymous class and the object created from it are no different from a named class. For instance, they can use Constructor in the same way as any named class. Let's comment this down. It's very important. So this implementation of this anonymous class and the object created are from it. They are no different from a named class. For instance, they can use constructors in the same way as any named classes. So for example, let's write you guys have a variable D and we want to create a new class which will say hello, right? But at the same time we want to hello, we don't need no semicolon. We'll open the curly brackets and close the curly brackets. We want to create a variable which we can call public variable x, right? But then we want to create a constructor so we can make this class load a little bit faster. So we say public function construct, right? But inside this construct, we gotta insert our we can initialize a new variable, so we can say variable a, right? So next we gotta refer to the statement, which we can say this x equals to our variable a, which is inside the constructor. Next, we got that. We gotta put a semicolon, and after our class and after end of our function, after when we are closing our function and our class, we gotta print it out. We say echo what we have called here for our class. We want to print out d, variable d, which is referring to variable x, which we want to say it's hello, right? Let's see. Right there. So we are printing out whatever is d is, and we want to refer to our variable x, which I have called in our construct. So this will print out hello. Alright, so our last but not least, our last object for our class, which is the closure object. Closure object has accesses to the properties of that particular object. An object closure is made using the bin2 method. This method accepts two arguments. The bin2 method accepts two arguments, which is the object to which the closure is bound and the class scope that it is associated with. If you want to access non-public members, which is private or protected, the name of the class or object must be specified as the second argument. So let's write this down. So closure object which has access to the properties of that object. An object closure is made using the bin2 method. This bin2 method accepts two arguments, which is the object to which the closure is bound and the class scope is associated with. But if you want to access non-public members like private or protected, then the name of the class or objects must be specified as a second argument. For example, you guys have a class C, right? And we want a non-public member, which is a private. We can say private variable x equals hello again. Next, we want to create a get C variable, and we want to create a function which will return to our, we want to refer to our x, right? Next, we want to create a get x, and our get C, we want to bin2, as I said over here, bin2 accept two arguments, which is the object to which the closure is bound and the class scope associated with. So we are using the bin2 method. So inside our bin2, we want to say new C, whatever is our C is, and see it. So next we want to print it out. We want to get whatever its x is. Get x. So it will print out hello. So the first closure, which is get C, defines the method for retrieving the property. But the second closure, which is get x, is a duplicate to get C. The object in the class scope has been bounded. But in PHP 7, that is simplified this by providing a shorthand and a better performing way of temporarily binding it by using the bin2 method and by calling the closure in the same operation. This will be a nice way in PHP 7 to write it down. We can say, okay, let's see. We got a variable get x, I don't want that to show. We can say PHP 7 code. We have a variable get x, right? We want to create a function and open curly brackets, close curly brackets. We want to return this and say this is referring to x. Semicolon, and we can say echo. We can use the call function, the call method. Basically get x, we say call. We are gonna call the params. So inside our call, we want to say C. We want to call who? We want to call this C. So we say new C. This will still print out hello. See, it print out hello. Let's comment this out real quick. Let's see why. Oh no, let's comment the echo part. See, print out hello. So you guys can use this method or this PHP 7 nicely written method. So I hope you guys understand this classes in PHP 7. If you guys have any problems or any questions, just give me a comment below this video and I will answer you shortly. And thank you for watching, and I will see you guys on to the next video.